on a seemingly ordinary college campus. What began as a night of intimidation turned into an unforgettable standoff when the notorious Steel Vipers biker gang decided to harass a quiet student. They had no idea who they were dealing with. Nathan Cole wasn't just another face in the crowd. A former Army Ranger and a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Nathan was trained to handle threats far tougher than anything the gang could throw at him. They thought fear would keep him silent, but Nathan's courage ran deeper than they could ever imagine. The night began with Liam Carter, a shy, bookish freshman, cutting through the parking lot after a late study session in the library. The Steel Vipers had taken to loitering there recently, their roaring engines and loud taunts an unsettling addition to the campus atmosphere. Liam, clutching his backpack tightly, tried to avoid eye contact as he hurried past. "Hey, kid!" shouted Tyson Grizz Blake, the gang's towering enforcer. "Where you rushing off to? Don't you want to hang out?" The others laughed as Liam froze, his heart racing. He turned slightly, his voice trembling. I have to go." Grizz stepped forward, blocking Liam's path. "What's the hurry? We're just being friendly. Maybe we'll walk you home." Another biker snatched Liam's bag, tossing it between them like a game of keep away. Liam's protests were drowned out by their laughter. Nathan Cole emerged from the shadows of the nearby gym, his sharp eyes assessing the situation. He'd seen the Steel Vipers around and heard rumors of their harassment. Tonight, their target was clear. Without hesitation, Nathan strode toward the group. "That's enough," Nathan said, his voice calm but firm. The bikers turned, their amusement fading as they took in the figure standing before them. Nathan's athletic build and steady gaze made it clear he wasn't an ordinary bystander. "Who the hell are you?" sneered Vic Iron Harlan, the gang's leader. His leather jacket bore the Steel Vipers emblem, a coiled snake encircling a steel fist. He stepped closer, sizing up Nathan. "You want to play hero?" "Just returning his bag," Nathan replied, gesturing toward Liam's backpack now lying on the ground. Grizz cracked his knuckles, his grin widening. "Big talk. You think you can take all of us?" Nathan's expression didn't waver. "I think you should walk away." The tension in the air thickened as the bikers circled Nathan. Their laughter was replaced by silence. Liam watched, frozen in place, his fear giving way to a mix of awe and guilt. Nathan was outnumbered, yet he didn't flinch. Vic drew closer, his tone low and mocking. "You've got guts. I'll give you that. But guts don't count for much when you're outmatched." "Try me," Nathan said evenly. Vic lunged, throwing a punch aimed at Nathan's face. In one fluid motion, Nathan sidestepped and countered, grabbing Vic's wrist and twisting it behind his back. Vic howled in pain as Nathan swept his leg out from under him, sending the gang leader sprawling onto the pavement. The others hesitated, their confidence shaken by how quickly their leader had been subdued. Grizz growled and charged at Nathan, swinging a heavy chain. Nathan ducked, his movements precise and calculated, and delivered a sharp kick to Grizz's knee, dropping the big man to the ground. "Anyone else?" Nathan asked, his voice cold. The remaining bikers exchanged uneasy glances, unsure whether to fight or flee. Vic scrambled to his feet, his face red with fury. "This isn't over," he spat, clutching his injured wrist. "You'll regret this." He motioned for his crew to follow, and they retreated to their bikes, their engines roaring as they sped away into the night. Nathan turned to Liam, who was still rooted to the spot. "You okay?" Liam nodded, his voice barely a whisper. "Thank you. I didn't know what to do." "Stick to well-lit areas and don't walk alone," Nathan advised. He handed Liam his backpack. "If they come back, tell campus security." Liam's face fell. "They won't do anything. Those guys don't care about rules." Nathan sighed. He knew Liam was probably right. The Steel Vipers thrived on fear and knew how to exploit weak systems. But letting them run unchecked wasn't an option. "Then we'll handle it another way," Nathan said. Word of the confrontation spread quickly. By morning, the campus was buzzing. A video of the standoff, captured by a student named Connor Dre, had gone viral. The footage showed Nathan calmly facing down the Steel Vipers, his skill and composure leaving viewers in awe. Comments flooded in. Who is this guy? Absolute legend. Finally, someone stood up to them. But not all the attention was positive. The video painted a target on Nathan's back, and the Steel Vipers weren't the type to let humiliation slide. That afternoon, Vic and his crew gathered at a rundown warehouse on the edge of town. Vic paced furiously, replaying the night's events in his mind. He's just one guy, Grizz said, wincing as he rubbed his knee. We can take him. Not like last time. Vic snapped. We underestimated him. That won't happen again. Next time, we're prepared. Back on campus, Nathan kept a low profile. He had no interest in being a hero or drawing attention. His main concern was keeping others safe, especially Liam, who had become an unwitting symbol of the Vipers' intimidation tactics. Nathan's military training told him to anticipate retaliation, and he spent his free time scouting the campus, noting potential choke points and blind spots. Connor Dre, meanwhile, reveled in his newfound popularity. You're famous, Connor said, catching up to Nathan outside the cafeteria. Everyone's talking about the video. You're like a real-life action hero. Take it down, Nathan said flatly. Connor blinked. What? Why? People love it. Because it's not a game, Nathan replied. You've made this personal for them. Now they're coming back. And when they do, it won't just be me they go after. Connor's enthusiasm faltered. I didn't think of that. Think about it now, Nathan said, walking away. That evening, Nathan's instincts proved correct. The Steel Vipers returned, their bikes rumbling ominously as they rode through campus. Students scattered at the sight of them. Vic dismounted with a smug grin, his eyes scanning the crowd until they landed on Liam. You didn't learn your lesson. Huh, Vic said, stalking toward him. Before Liam could respond, Nathan appeared, stepping between them. Leave him alone, Nathan said, his voice a low growl. Vic smirked. You've got a death wish, don't you? No, just a job to finish, Nathan replied. This time, the bikers were ready. Grizz and another member charged at Nathan simultaneously. Nathan sidestepped one and used the momentum of the other to throw him to the ground. Vic pulled a knife, slashing at Nathan in a flurry of wild strikes. Nathan evaded each one, his movements precise and deliberate. In a flash, he disarmed Vic, sending the knife skittering across the pavement. The sound of sirens cut through the chaos. Campus security arrived, their lights casting an eerie glow over the scene. The bikers hesitated, their bravado faltering. Vic glared at Nathan, his face twisted with rage. This isn't over, he hissed before signaling his crew to retreat. Nathan stood in the aftermath, his chest heaving as the adrenaline ebbed. Liam approached cautiously. You didn't have to do that, Liam said, his voice thick with emotion. But thank you. Nathan nodded, his gaze distant. No one should have to face this alone. In the weeks that followed, the campus took steps to address the threat. Self-defense workshops were organized, and Nathan, despite his reluctance, was roped into helping lead them. Liam, inspired by Nathan's courage, became an active participant, his confidence growing with each session. The Steel Vipers didn't return, their power broken by the combined efforts of the campus community. For Nathan, it wasn't about being a hero. It was about standing up when it mattered most, using his skills to protect others and remind them that fear only has power if you let it. And for Liam, it was a lesson in strength, not just the kind you find in muscles, but the kind that comes from standing together against injustice.